welcome back to Get Fit for a Purpose, the podcast where we talk about the real struggles of weight loss, health and fitness for you women over 40 who are dealing with stubborn weight gain, perimenopause and menopause. It's where I give you some practical advice on how you can make some progress. Today, I want to talk about something super important if you're trying to lose weight and you find yourself constantly hungry or frustrated in your calorie deficit. And that's the kinds of foods that you're eating. You know, when we think about losing weight, most of us automatically think, okay, I need to eat less, cut some calories, maybe switch to the low-calorie versions of everything. So we reach for that wafer-thin ham, the super skinny white bread, the low-calorie snacks, those diet or light versions of everything. But those choices, even though they seem logical at first, and don't get me wrong, they do have a place, they can actually make it harder to lose weight and feel satisfied in a calorie deficit. Now, I know how tempting it is to go for all of those low-calorie options in the supermarket. I've been there. You're thinking, if I just eat this 90-calorie snack, I'll stay within my limits and I'll lose weight faster. But what happens is 2 hours later, you're hungry again. You're frustrated and you're reaching out for more food, more snacks, because that low-calorie snack didn't actually fill you up. So today, I'm going to walk you through why what you eat when you're in a calorie deficit matters just as much as how much you eat. So let's start with the obvious. Low calorie doesn't actually mean filling. We've been conditioned for years to choose the lowest calorie version of everything when we're trying to lose weight. Those wafer-thin slices of ham I mentioned, the diet bread, light crackers. And sure, you can save calories on paper, but what they don't do is keep you full. Most of those foods are super processed. They're low in fibre, they're low in protein, and they're low in healthy fats. And those are all of the things that actually help control your hunger and keep you satisfied. So even though you've saved a few calories, you're left feeling unsatisfied and reaching for snacks really soon afterwards. And that can actually lead you to overeat. Even though your intention was to stay within your deficit, it's that cycle we get trapped in, cutting back, feeling hungry, and then eating more than we planned. What you need to do is focus on nutrient density. So rather than just looking at the calories, think about how much nutrition you're getting from that food. What's going to fill you up and fuel your body? Because at the end of the day, losing weight is absolutely about making sure you're in a deficit, yes, but you can't forget about how your body feels during that process. Let me give you an example. So let's think, imagine you've got two options. One is a 100-calorie snack pack of crisps. The other is a 200-calorie snack made with Greek yogurt with some berries and nuts. Now, yes, the yogurt and berries are higher in calories, but they've also packed with protein, fibre, and healthy fats, things that will actually keep you full for hours. The crisps, on the other hand, you'll eat them in probably less than a minute or two, and 30 minutes later, you're probably going to be hungry again because they didn't provide any real nutrition into your body or substance. So you end up eating more, and suddenly that 100-calorie diet snack has turned into a lot more food throughout the day. Maybe you're having 2 or 3 of them throughout the day. The same goes for things like low-calorie breads or wafer-thin slices of meat. Those foods are really often marketed as diet-friendly because they're lower in calories, but they're not giving your body what it needs to be full and satisfied. So what can you do instead? Well, first, focus on whole foods, foods that are naturally nutrient dense and are going to keep you satisfied. And by that, I mean, go for whole grain breads. Instead of the skinny processed stuff, whole grains are full of fibre. They help slow down digestion, and that helps keeping you feel fuller for longer. And I've noticed more and more now, we're also seeing some breads that are coming out that have actually got added protein in them. So look at those. Yes, it is a few more calories a slice, But if you're not going to be reaching for a mid-afternoon snack after you've had a sandwich at lunchtime, you're saving and you're putting probably better stuff into your body. Instead of those wafer-thin meats, think about just going for thicker cuts of lean protein or putting a lot more in. So thicker cuts of lean protein like chicken, turkey, lean beef. Protein is one of the most important nutrients when you're in a calorie deficit because it keeps you full. It helps preserve your muscle mass, which is really important. You want to lose fat, right? When you're on a diet, you don't want to lose that muscle, that stuff, the stuff in your body that keeps you upright, keeps you strong, keeps you mobile, keeps you active. You want to keep that. It also, muscle, helps burn your body fat more effectively. So you really don't want to be losing that. And don't be afraid to add in some healthy fats into your diet. I know it's so tempting to go for low fat this and cut all the fats out, but avocado, nuts, seeds, olive oil, those are all foods that, yes, they might be a little bit higher in calories, but they're so satisfying that you should end up eating less overall, and your body needs them. So don't deprive your body of what it needs. So I suppose this pod is really all about the quality of the calories, not just the quantity. Sure, you can absolutely hit your calorie goal by eating those low-calorie snacks and meals. And if it works for you and you're happy, crack on. But if you're feeling hungry and deprived, that can lead you to overeat. And that could well be, and it is for a lot of people, what trips them up. So be more savvy with your calories and put some more of your focus on the nutrient-dense filling foods, because you'll find it so much easier to stick to your plan without constantly battling hunger. So just to clarify, I'm not saying don't touch those diet foods. I'm not saying they're off limits. I'm not saying they're banned. If they work for you, if there's a few treat things in there that you like, it's fine. What I'm saying is, if you are struggling, then focusing down automatically on a diet version of everything that you eat today and trying to do those swaps to cut calories is probably where you're going wrong. It's so common when clients first come to me. It's something I say all the time. We get stuck in this mindset of reaching out for the diet foods. Those low-calorie cereals, the light salad dressings, the sugar-free snacks, they're marketed as healthy, but they really do lack those nutrients. The foods will leave you hungry, and they will make it harder for you to stick to your calorie deficit long term. And who wants to make it harder? Not me. That's not how I work. I want you to increase your focus on real foods, whole foods that naturally balance out your calories. For example, swap out that low-calorie cereal for a bowl of oats. Add some berries, maybe a sprinkle of nuts. It's going to be filling. It's going to be full of fibre and slow-burning carbs that keep you going till lunchtime. It's going to keep you going much longer than those 100-calorie diet cereals. And this is where sort of meal satisfaction comes into play. When you're in a calorie deficit, please don't fall into the trap of trying to eat as little as possible. You should actually try and eat as much as you can within your calorie targets. So when you undereat or you fill up on empty, low-calorie foods, you end up constantly hungry, which makes it nearly impossible to stick to your plan. You're going to feel deprived, and guess what? You won't be able to stick with it. So a better approach is to make meals that are really satisfying and filling, even if they're slightly higher in calories, because what usually happens is you end up not snacking between your meals, to be honest with you. So you're going to stay fuller for longer, your energy levels are going to stay up, and you are much, much less likely to overeat later on. So one of the best ways to do this is by adding volumes with vegetables. Load up your plate with leafy greens, cucumbers, peppers, whatever veggies you like. Those things are actually super low in calories. They're not branded as diet food, but yes, they are. They can really fill you up. They add bulk to your meals. They help you feel fuller without overeating. And of course, go back to that protein we've mentioned and the healthy fats. A little bit of fat goes a long way in keeping you satisfied. So don't be afraid to add some olive oil, avocado or nuts to your meals. So to wrap things up, the main takeaway here for you is when you're in a calorie deficit, the types of food you eat are just as important as how much you eat. If you're constantly opting for low-calorie, processed options, you will end up feeling hungry, unsatisfied and frustrated. If you choose some whole, nutrient-dense foods that will keep you full and fueled, you are going to find it so much easier to stick to your deficit without feeling like you've deprived yourself. Thanks for listening to today's episode. If you found this helpful, please don't forget to subscribe, share the episode with a friend who might be struggling with the same thing, and remember, it's about progress, balance, and finding what works for you. Till next time, bye!